Hello, my name is Daniel Ferguson, and today what I'm going to be teaching you is three new techniques I haven't taught you. Two of them are similar to one that you've already seen before. The first one is going to be called straight blast. And what you do with this one is, let's say you're sparring, you literally run towards your target. Punch at their center line. If you're actually defending yourself, their face. But if you're like a taekwondo and sparring or whatever, you're not really gonna go towards their face too much if you think you'll land it. Because if you're like in an actual tournament or something like that, you can't hit them in the face. But if you're defending yourself, this is completely a go. And what you're doing is you're going to be looking for an opening. You don't just randomly go, oh, and like spam the attack or something. Because they're going to get used to it if you do it too often. So you look for opening. You think there's an opening, then you go towards it. Boom, 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 boom. When I tested for my recommended brown belt, I used it in sparring and I ran towards him. Boom, 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 boom. But I was thinking more towards their chest, so you could do their chest too, and just go. And with this technique, it's not so much power, so you're not going. It's speed. You get the power from running towards them in the first place. That's an initial power. Then you're just constantly punching. And you're not going like this, like we do with the lead punch for speed and stuff. So it's just a boom, boom, boom. Might not be able to see. But when you're actually defending, boom. But if you see opening, go to it. And what makes the technique effective? It's because it's so fast, and it's when they don't expect it. A lot of people are not going to expect that technique to begin with. They're not going to expect it. You just run towards them, and you punch at their center line of the face. And to get good at doing it with everyone, you'd have to spar or fight with people of multiple different martial arts. Because the way I approach this might not work with a different martial art. You'd have to approach it differently. Their opening would be different. Like in jiu-jitsu, the opening would be different. The opening for boxing, but it's probably going to be similar to this right here. The opening for Muay Thai, it's going to be different in every different martial art for when there's opening for that thing. So you'd have to practice, like with all the techniques I've been teaching you. But the reason that it's so effective is if they try punch around, since you're constantly punching, it's not even about the power, it's just that you're constantly punching them. You're so constant with those punches. Boom, 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 boom. Constant. They can't even punch around because they're at the center line, and where your fist would be, it automatically blocks their punch. And they try to go over because it's constant. And it's at their center line. Because maybe if you were going like this, it'd be possible that you're constant and you're going in the center. So that's a good technique. And I used it in my testing. And I got the person that are so focused on this, I was able to get a roundhouse on them. So it's pretty effective. Now, I've got that down. Practice that constantly. New technique that I've taught you already, which is a lead punch, where off the front, You use your feet from off the front to get the power when they're just right in front of you. Then if they're further away, you step with it and push off the back of your foot. But that technique I taught you last time, I've seen some things. So eye jab, natural self-defense. You do the same thing. Boom! 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 It's the reason why my Bob looks a bit different. He has holes in his eyes so I can practice this. So this technique, you're not just going to be able to fresh out go, oh, I need to defend myself. I got to do it. It's going to be pretty difficult. You got to practice. You got to practice this technique. Boom! Boom! You got to practice it a lot. Drill it down. Because there's an actual hold to go in. I practice actually being able to get my fingers to go in there accurately. That's the point of me doing it. So I get better and better at it. And most of the time, I can get it 100%. But like with the normal lead punch, when they're just right in front of you, you do the power off of your front. Boom! 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 And as you can imagine, that's not going to feel too good on your eyes. And same thing, step with it. Boom! 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 And I bet that would probably hurt even more because you're pushing off the back of your foot. You're putting a lot of your weight of your body on it. So this would hurt even more. But again, you don't plan to do this. You don't plan to go towards your eyes or something. You do it when there's an opening. Because if you plan to do it, it's not going to work out very well for you. It's like if I plan to bite someone. I'm going to get my teeth knocked out if I plan to do it. I only do it if there's an opening. So biting and fighting can be useful. But there has to be an opening. Otherwise, no more teeth for you. Can't chew your food properly. Then there's another technique that I came up with myself. Like Bob, who has a freaking tough neck, we do not have such a tough neck. You can work out and make it stronger and stuff like that. But generally, being straight there doesn't feel too good. So I came up with something that'd be a lead punch, except you'll have your hand like this, going to the throat. But you probably want to practice this on a softer target. But then also train your fingers, do finger curls. Because your fingers need to be strong to be able to do... A human's throat is softer, so you get away from doing it. But if you're practicing, if you want to be able to practice doing it hard, softer target, or strengthen your fingers over time, then eventually you can do it as hard as you want. But you do it, similar thing. Boom, 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 boom. Then you step with it. Boom, boom. Even there's solar plexus right here. And you could even just do a normal lead punch to your throat. Just being punched on our throat doesn't feel good either. But this would be preferred because it's sharp. So you could do either or. But this, both the fonts, I'd recommend. But again, you don't just willy-nilly go, oh, let's try to hit them in the foot a lot. When there's an opening, you do it. Simple as that. It's like, if I'm aiming for the solar plexus, I don't do it if there's no opening. There's opening. Boom! 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 Knee shot. Kidney shot, there had to be opening. Shot at any point, there needs to be opening. Otherwise, you're not going to get there. Unless you know a technique like, what's a martial art? I forgot what it's called, but it's a form of Kung Fu. And you do a lot is lock up the joint, so boom, strike towards another one, strike towards another one, and you're able to get to them eventually. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. So if you learn, I forgot what the martial art is called at the moment, but you learn that, and these things that you're trying to land on them, whether it be eyes, groin, kidney, solar plexus, throat, there needs to be an opening, or this technique, straight blast. There needs to be opening, otherwise technique is not going to land. You can't just be going towards something if there's not opening. Otherwise, you'll have to create that opening. Because the opening is not just going to happen if you don't do nothing. As you're fighting, I'm throwing the techniques at them. Where you see openings, you'll go to a strike. Even you'll have to throw kicks to get them to block, which then you find an opening for the thing that you're looking for. Throw a kick. Ooh, they're blocking. Boom! There's an opening right here. But it's more than likely going to be towards their face. And there's going to be an opening if they're blocking a kick. That's why you have to throw more than one technique, otherwise the opening will never come. You create the opening, whether it be, it's called Wing Chun. Wing Chun, boom, boom, boom. You create the opening. There's so many ways to create openings. Now, practice these techniques. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. And turn the notifications on so you'll know when I post a new video. And at some point, I might even put in a link to the description of the workout routine that I'm doing. Do the hard work, especially if you don't feel like it.